What if I told you the Atlanta Falcons just made a move that could flip their entire secondary upside down, and no one's even talking about it? While everyone's eyes were locked on a former top 10 pick, the Falcons quietly chose a forgotten underdog. And now the fan base is buzzing. This isn't just a signing. This might be the start of a comeback story you won't believe. Let's dive in. The Falcons just made a bold move, and most fans didn't even see it coming. Just one day after holding a private workout, the Atlanta Falcons signed 27-year-old defensive back Grilland Arnold. Now, this might not sound like big news at first, but trust me, it matters. Because this signing tells us a lot about where the Falcons are heading, especially on defense. Arnold isn't a household name. In fact, most people probably forgot about him. He entered the league in 2020 as an undrafted free agent, fought his way onto the Eagles, and later spent time with the Houston Texans. But since 2023, he's been off the radar. Injuries slowed him down, and his dream looked close to slipping away. Until now. At Thursday's workout, Arnold impressed the Falcons staff so much that they offered him a contract on the spot. And here's what makes that decision huge. He wasn't the only one trying out. Atlanta also brought in C.J. Henderson, the former 9th overall pick in the entire 2020 draft. A guy with size, speed, and a first-round pedigree. And guess what? They passed on Henderson and chose Arnold instead. That says a lot. Let's break down why this matters. Arnold is a fighter. He's played in 20 NFL games, and while most of his snaps came on special teams, that's not a bad thing. It shows he knows how to grind. Over 64% of his career snaps came on special teams, and that's exactly the kind of player the Falcons need right now. Tough, smart, and ready to do whatever it takes. Even better? He's flexible. Arnold has played slot corner, outside corner, free safety, and even near the line of scrimmage. That's a coach's dream. When guys get hurt or the game plan changes, you need players like him, players who can step in anywhere and still make plays. Yes, injuries have been his biggest enemy. Since 2022, he's been placed on injured reserve every single year. Just last year, a calf injury in training camp ruined what could have been a breakout shot with the Steelers. But now, he's finally healthy. He's hungry, and the Falcons are giving him a chance. And it's not just any chance. Atlanta's secondary is thin. The roster is still shifting, and special teams need help. The final 53-man cut is coming up fast, and Arnold has a real shot to grab one of those last spots. Why? Because he brings energy, experience, and serious versatility. This move says one thing loud and clear. The Falcons are looking for fighters. Guys who can do more than one job. Guys who want it badly. As for C.J. Henderson, his situation is a reminder that being talented isn't enough in the NFL. He was once a top 10 pick with massive expectations. And yes, he's had good moments, especially in 2022 with Carolina. But he couldn't lock down a job in Pittsburgh, and now he walks away from this tryout without a deal. Sometimes, the league isn't about where you were drafted. It's about who's willing to fight harder. And right now, that's Grilland Arnold. Falcons fans, let me hear it. How do you feel about this signing? Does Arnold have what it takes to make the 53-man roster? And what's your confidence level in our secondary right now, scale of 1 to 10? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everyone. Rise up. C.J. Henderson once had the world at his feet. A top 10 pick. Elite college tape. A 6'1" corner with speed, length, and swagger. But now, he's 26, unsigned, and still searching for a team that believes in him. And the Falcons passed. That's right. Despite a solid workout, Atlanta chose not to sign Henderson. Instead, they gave that roster spot to Grilland Arnold, a 5'10" grinder who's battled injuries and bounced between practice squads. So what does that tell you? It tells you that Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot are building a different kind of team. They're not chasing stars, they're chasing grit. No more chasing big names hoping they'll magically fix things. They want effort, discipline, mental toughness. A guy who'll cover a punt, take hits, and come back swinging. And just when you thought things were settling down in Flowery Branch, boom, a wild rumor hits. Micah Parsons wants out of Dallas. That's not just big news. That's earthquake-level stuff. Parsons is a generational pass rusher. In just 4 seasons, he already has 52.5 sacks, and Atlanta's entire team hasn't matched that kind of production in years. The Falcons have ranked 31st in sacks since 2017. That's beyond bad. It's embarrassing. Now imagine Parsons in red and black. The problem? He won't come cheap. Word is, Dallas wants 3 first-round picks just to start the conversation. That's insane. Especially for a team like Atlanta that already traded away their 2026 first-rounder to draft James Pierce Jr. The Falcons might offer a package, 2027 first, a 2026 second, a 2028 third, and maybe even a player like Tyler Algier or Kyle Pitts. But let's be real, even that probably won't move the needle. Dallas knows what they have. So is this all just smoke? Maybe. But the fire underneath is very real. Atlanta's front office is making calls. They're dreaming bigger. That's a shift we haven't seen in a long time, and fans should pay attention. Meanwhile, another story is brewing. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta's $100 million man, is catching heat. Not for how he plays, but for how he lives. He let Netflix film his first year in Atlanta for the new season of the quarterback accusaries. Former NFL QB Chris Sims didn't like that at all. Sims blasted Cousins, saying he was too distracted, coaching his son's flag football team, goofing around in costumes before games, spending too much time with cameras instead of film rooms. It's a heavy accusation, especially when fans are still waiting to see if Cousins is the guy who can finally bring Atlanta a title. But here's the real question. Should players sacrifice everything, family time, hobbies, even their peace of mind, just to be elite? Maybe that mindset worked for Brady or Manning, but is it fair in today's game? Right now, the Falcons are at a crossroads, on the field and off it. Grilland Arnold, Micah Parsons rumors, Cousins criticism, it's all part of a bigger story. Atlanta is done playing it safe. This team is searching for identity, searching for toughness, searching for guys who want to fight for every inch. And we're just getting started. So tell me, Falcons fans, would you trade 3 firsts for Micah Parsons? And do you still believe in Kirk Cousins? Drop your take below. Let's talk. There's a storm brewing in Atlanta, and it's not just about tackles and touchdowns. This offseason, one name keeps lighting up the conversations around Falcons camp, Kirk Cousins. Some fans love his leadership. Others think he's too distracted. And now, with a $100 million contract on his shoulders, everything he does, or doesn't do, feels like a headline. And it all started with a documentary. Cousins let Netflix follow his first season with the Falcons. Some saw it as a cool way to connect with the fans. But not everyone agreed. Former NFL quarterback Chris Sims didn't hold back. He called Cousins out, not for interceptions or bad throws, but for having too many off-field distractions. Sims didn't like that Cousins was coaching his kid's flag football team during the season. He didn't like the family costumes or the lighthearted moments before games. In Sims' words, Cousins isn't showing the elite focus you see in quarterbacks like Brady, Mahomes, or Peyton Manning. And look, when a guy signs a 9-figure deal to be the face of your franchise, you expect more than just smiles and family time. You expect wins, playoffs, grit. That's what fans want. That's what they deserve. But here's the part everyone forgets. Kirk Cousins has always been this guy, a family man. The Netflix series didn't create distractions. It just showed the world what he's always been like. And guess what? A lot of his teammates respect him because of that. He doesn't fake it. He doesn't pretend to be something he's not. He leads with honesty. And maybe that's what makes him different. But now, Atlanta stands at a crossroads. They've brought in tough, gritty players like Grilland Arnold. They've flirted with blockbuster names like Micah Parsons. And now they need to decide, what does real leadership look like? Is it screaming in the locker room like Tom Brady? Or is it quietly standing tall, like Cousins, balancing football and family without apology? This isn't just about one quarterback. It's about identity. It's about what this 2025 Falcons team wants to become. Will this team rise on unity, toughness, and belief? Or fall apart under pressure, criticism, and doubt? Falcons Nation, this is your moment to sound off. Do you think Kirk Cousins' off-field choices are hurting this team, or are people blowing it way out of proportion? Should the Falcons keep swinging for big trade targets, or is this roster finally coming together? Drop your take in the comments, and let the world hear your voice. This is your team, your city, your fight. Let's rise together. Dirty Birds forever.